Hi, it is the human operating system time. So in the past few days, I have many discussions with a few Wing Chun friends worldwide. And there are 4 points which is I think it is very interesting, and I like to share with everybody on these 4 points. The first point is about Sifu. In Chinese culture, if we go according to the ancient culture, Sifu is not as what today we translate into master. Okay, it is not like a master who know the martial art, and then he opened a school, you go learn with him, you pay the tuition fee, and then you have to listen to him, and sometimes the master will be acting like even the cult leader. Sifu is not like that. Okay. So really, it is better that we leave the term Sifu instead of we translate it into master. Okay, or master, grandmaster, so forth, because Sifu is not that. So in the traditional Chinese culture, Sifu, there is a quality there, like a father quality, meaning that he has to take care of you, responsible for you. It's not just a monetary or money transactions and taking class, those kind of stuff. It is not that. Okay. So the Chinese have a saying, they say that one day is the Sifu and a lifetime of father. So Sifu there's a lot of responsibility there. Okay, because if you want to be a Sifu, you need to be able to take care of your student. Okay. And that is where the third or virtue, or what we call the modak, the tak come into play. That means one has to be capable, and it is a really solid person who do good. So as you read the book from the book, the ancient Chinese classic, the Tao Te Ching, okay, the Tao Te Ching, that's the meaning that the person who travel the path of the Tao. Okay, so this is Sifu. So in order to be a Sifu, one need to be really expert in their field, and also taking a lot of responsibility, and have this virtue. A Sifu is not just if your student fight with somebody else, you say, well, go fight him, okay, go beat him, and let me teach you so that you can beat him. A Sifu is not that. A Sifu will look into the situations. If the student is behave badly, then he will ground the student instead of say, well, I teach you more so you can beat that guy. Okay, so that is what Sifu is about. So I have many Sifu. Okay, Sifu from different martial arts, Buddhisms, Qigong, and so forth. Now let me tell you about the Sifu, my Sifu in Buddhism. Okay, my Sifu in Buddhism. My Sifu in Buddhism is late the Zen Patriarch, Venerable Shenhua. Okay, so he's a Zen Patriarch because he got the what do you call it, verifications from Zen Patriarch Xu Yun. okay, which is if you read in the history, these people are Zen Patriarchs. So when I was asking for late Venerable Shenhua to take me as a student, the first thing what he did to me is he bring me into this lecture hall, asked me to sit on the lecture, and then in the middle of the lecture I was having this like the talk theory stuff, and he pointed out me in the middle of the lecture to everybody there, about 100, 200 people there, about 200 people there, monks and everybody. So he told me this: Hendrik, if you do not understand and you do not experience, you do not attain, here on you shut up, okay? You only speak on what you attain. Because he was asking me, so if death come right now, can you handle it? Well, of course, it freaked me out, okay? So that's before when I asked him to take me as a student. So the next day, when he took me as a student, went to his hall, okay, his hall of taking student. I was bowing down there. He told me this. He said, now you want to be my student. Number one, here on you must not wanting to challenge other people to compete who is the strongest, because that violating the Buddhism that is actually involved into poison of hatred, okay, challenging people. There's a type of hatred. You must stop that, okay? The second thing, he told me this: to end your life and death, end your reincarnations, that is the act of a hero. Not to prove that you are like a Superman, okay? At that time, the movie Superman was shown, okay, in the States, and this is in San Francisco area. So he said, so you don't want to be like the Superman to see who is stronger to crush in, okay? So that is at that time. So he said, well, you know, don't gamble, work yourself so that you end your reincarnations, okay? So he was chewing me and just dig out whatever my problem, okay? And then at the end, he told me this. He said, now you promise me, okay? Here you want to be my student. Right now you promise me. Here on, until many, many lifetimes, you need to work diligently so that you attain Buddhahood. Okay? If you don't do that, since now I'm your teacher, I'm going to wait for you until you accomplish your Buddhahood cultivation. Okay? So that is how, when I buy tea to my Sifu, it's not just drinking tea and giving red package. It's not. You know, he just threw my ass out, sorry for my language, in and out. And even there's something that is habitual to me that even today, I have a hard time to work on whatever he wants me to change. And as again, the commitment of you say, hey, if you don't work diligently to the Buddhahood, I'm your Sifu will, life after life, check on you and waiting for you there until you you finish, you complete your job, and only then, as a Sifu, he complete his task. Okay, so this is what it is in a real Sifu situations, by C situations, and between the Sifu and the student. Okay, so with me having many teachers like that, I just share with you Grandmaster, this Venerable Zen Patriarch Shenhua, is because that is a good model, so that you can sense what's going on. Okay, so why is this virtue and the coming to? Well, you have to be able to handle yourself before you teach your student. Like Venerable Shenhua, he has to be able to handle himself, know exactly what he's talking about, and be really neutral. Okay, to check on me, to guide me. That is it's not just take side. Oh, because you're my student, I take side. No. Is my student wrong? He's wrong. Okay? So I share this with you so that you know that it's not just, oh, Sifu is master, and then by default, then the Sifu is the grand master. It's not that. Okay? It is based on contributions and capability and your virtue, your de. That people is called the Zhongxi. Okay, Zhongxi. It is not just because if I have a 1,000 student or 10,000 student, then by default I become Zhongxi. It's not that. That is a lot of things there. So if you just focus on this Sifu, you can see the cultural difference and the quality of a Sifu. That's why I never want to be Sifu. I can be a lecturer, okay, or Wing Chun or this and that, but I cannot be a Sifu. I just simply don't have that quality and that skill. Like, for example, my late Sifu Venerable Shenhua. I don't have that quality. I don't have that cultivations. Okay. So this is about the Sifu. The second thing is, the second point on this past few days discussions, what is real? What is real in martial arts? So what is real? Okay. What is real? What is real in martial arts? This is a good question. And if you watch the Bruce Lee's video explaining Kung Fu, okay, there's a video Bruce Lee out there explaining Kung Fu. He mentioned karate, jiu-jitsu, and Kung Fu, right? Now, what is real in today's world, today's martial arts? One need to have a reference to know exactly what is real. Otherwise, it would be a disaster. So what is real? Well, go watch the Thai boxing match in Bangkok. That's real. Go watch the judo, Olympic judo. That's real. Go watch the MMA. That's real. Go watch the Western boxing. That's real. There's a reference. So what is not real? Well, you see too many of the demo in the Chinese internal art where one guy pushed 5,000 people, or I exaggerate, one guy push 5 people, or demo, you know, he have this Xing with his student and everything and so forth, so forth. That's not real at all. So traditional Chinese martial arts in the past 100 years or 67 decades have an issue. Have an issue that it is not. It is like living in a different world. It's not in the world of jiu-jitsu, karate, kyokushin, Muay Thai, BJJ, MMA, Western boxing, wrestling, judo. It's like living in a different world, a world that you can have just magic power. You don't have to even lift lift weight. You can Xing and push people away, and you can fly people, those kind of stuff. It is kind of living in the different world, okay. And for example, like Wing Chun today, we say, well, Wing Chun is based on Tan Bong Fok, the 3 techniques, the 3 sits. Do you believe that? I don't. Even Bruce Lee don't believe that. Why can I say that? Go watch the video what Bruce Lee said in the explanations in Kung Fu. Kung Fu is about what? Continuity and flowing. Kung Fu is not this move, that move, and stop. Just if we just go, you know, like for example, I do Kyokushin when I was young, 13-year-old start and so forth. At that time, we do about 1,000 kicks, round kick. Okay, practice round kick. Okay, everybody have to exceed 1,000 kicks and so forth, so forth. Now I exceed many thousand kicks. Okay, from white belt to brown black and so forth. Okay, and later on so forth. But I never ever kick the same way in the sparring twice. Every time you always have some kinds of variations, and then the continuity into it. The round kick, now Kyokushin is famous with the low sweep round kick, those kind of things. I never ever kick the same way with the same angle, same height twice, because the opponents keeping changing, right? So that's reality. Now, if you say that the martial art has to have this Xing, this demo type, you see, you push me, and then I do this Xing, or I can use this this technique, that technique, and that's all. Well, you look around the world. Look at judo, BJJ, MMA, Muay Thai, Kyokushins, all this tournament, unguarded, all these things. Have you ever seen people play that way? Like the Xing and all this, using 3 techniques and can handle everything thing. So as far as even Bruce Lee said many decades ago, Kung Fu is about flow, continuity. Is not 1 motion, 2 motion and stop. Go watch that video. Okay, so I'm not against Wing Chun or anything. Bruce Lee have said it years ago, decades ago. Okay, so for me, reality is that, and for me, one need to take a reference in the reality. Then one can learn something. I'm pretty lucky in one sense, because I start Kyokushin before I start Wing Chun. So you get the sparring in Kyokushin every lessons, every class. Okay, and that time is 4 times a week. Sometimes it's afternoon, 1 sessions about 2 hours, and then at night 3 hours, go to the headquarters, okay, at that time. So when I was in high school, in the afternoon, we have this class, Kyokushin class in afternoon 3 times a week. And then at night, you can go join into the headquarters with everybody about 4 times a week. And then Sunday, still go doing so. You spar every day, you get beat up every day, and all this injury and so forth, so forth, so forth. And I'm pretty lucky. And then at that time, there are a lot of high school friends who is training Thai boxing and everything. So you fight, so you know what is going on. And then I studied judo too. So for me, up to now, decades later, what was reality? There is reality. The reality of the fudging, those kind of stuff. I really don't see how is it exists in the real world. Okay. And on this so-called Qi, Jing, and so forth, I'm talking about it, but it is also create a problem for my life. I come to get contact with the Qi and Jing stuff of Wing Chun in 1977, prior me graduate from college, high school. I was a happy Kyokushin guy. Okay, I go study some Wing Chun technique. I'm going to test it out in the Kyokushin sparring. I always do that. And then when I still remember one time, I'm a brown belt, and I was testing this bong sao in the class, in the sparring with a 2nd degree black belt who turns out to be a kind of security guard too. Okay, so well, the first time I use bong sao, I can use it. The second time I use bong sao, I get struck. That's why I never use the bong sao that way anymore. I'm testing it. Okay. So I'm pretty happy until I'm almost graduate, and then my late teacher, Sifu Choi, gave me this 1850s Shilin Tao King Kui. And inside that, they wrote about this Qi and Jing stuff. That is where I get confused too. So, wow, is that real? How come? Okay, this is Kyokushin, this is Muay Thai, this Judo. I know this is real in fighting. How is this tapped in? How is this tapped in? Okay, so that is the beginning of my search and so forth. And today I can tell you all this can lump together because this so-called Qi and Jing stuff is just, it's a different way and different angle of talking about the same thing. For example, people say, well, if I lift weight, will I perturb or destroy my internal practice or internal development? Well, you're nuts if you say that. That means you don't know that. If you believe that lifting weight or weight training will disturb your internal development, it's absolutely not true at all. Why? As I shared the other day. So you have the 6 meridian, 3 meridian here, 3 yin meridians. This is another 3 yang meridians. So there's 3 channel in the hand, 3 channel, from this side, the 6 channel. All this channel is linking with muscle. Okay, linking with muscle. If you have a good, strong Qi, that means your muscle has to be strong and flexible also. If you do a salute like that, this muscle here is really soft, like marshmallow and so forth, then you know that, oh, this guy's heart Qi probably have an issue. Heart, okay, because of the heart meridian or heart channel here. Okay, so today, after decades later, I say, oh, it's just discussing different things, expressing different stuff. It's not about something like living in the different world, which does not exist. It cannot be just living in the traditional Chinese martial art world. Well, General Qi Ji Guang didn't talk about that, right? So if you look at General Qi Ji Guang style, it's according to today's MMA and judo, jiu-jitsu, and so forth, so forth. But the world of this or standing pose, you develop this magic power. It's like living in a different world. And so it's very important to know what is reality and what exactly is those Qi and Xing is about, instead of just just taking things in. So that's about reality thing which I was discussing with many Wing Chun friends these few days. And the third thing is about platform. Many people say, oh, platform is just your self-pitch. You create a new term for self-pitch. Well, is that true? Platform. Platform, the term needed to surface now. In Chinese, it's called 平台. Platform need to surface now. The term need to surface now. Because that is details in traditional Chinese martial art, not present in details and clearly present, and it get into today's problem, which is stuck in techniques. Okay? So platform, okay, in Chinese, as I explained on the other videos, this is called 拳法功. In ancient Chinese martial art, from General Qi Ji Guang time, disregard of any martial art, if they are complete martial art, they have to have 拳法功. Quan is the style. Okay? Fa is the momentum. Gong is the body conditioning. Style, momentum, conditioning. So this is what it means is that a particular style have the particular style's momentum. Okay? And then it has the techniques. Okay, this is the techniques or motion, which is to implement this or realize this momentum. And then you have the body conditioning. This body conditioning, which is need to be conditioned to support the momentum, the realizations of momentum. So you always have the 拳法功. So even though, like Bruce Lee said in his video explaining Kung Fu, so Bruce Lee said it is continuity, it is flowing, right? So what did he say? He's saying momentum. When you deal with momentum do not stop right away. That momentum continues on. Okay? That's momentum, and you know how to play with it. That's flow, momentum. This style, this techniques is just something you implement momentum. Okay, you can create more, you can discard, you can do whatever you want. Okay, but it has to realize or implement the momentum. But the techniques is not, or a single motion is not the momentum. The momentum is the core of it, the soul of it. And of course, you need to have the body conditioning to support this, to train this. Now you look at, just go to that video, Bruce Lee explaining Kung Fu video, you look at it, okay? you can see so many comments down there, and somebody even say, oh, now today's Wing Chun is just techniques. This one motion, two motion kind of stuff is no longer what Bruce Lee said. Well, if Wing Chun is just the techniques, then that means it is not what is per Bruce Lee understanding. And of course, Bruce Lee have to learn from Ip Man, his Sifu, right? So today's world and at that time, 60 years ago, is a different story already. Okay? So right now, to illustrate this one more, okay? For example, a snake can do this shape. This is a snake shape. This is the head of the snake. This is a snake shape. Okay? Just moving this snake shape this way doesn't make it a snake. Because snake have a momentum. A momentum of what? A momentum of shoot in. Be able to shoot in, be able to go very fast, slide in, be able to how to say that, to spiral in. Okay? To twist and spiral in. There is the snake momentum. And the snake has to have the body be able to do that. You can not have a stick like that to say, oh, this is the training of the snakes. You can't. Snake body has to be like the gooseneck, be able to bend, flexibility and so forth. And snakes momentum is shooting in, can slide, okay, or can go down there and wind the whole thing up, rag it up and so forth. Okay, and all whatever techniques used, bite or whatever the technique used, it is a part of supporting the momentum. Okay, so if you get this analogy, the snake's momentum, the snake shape, and the snake's body, okay, that is this three things. This is Quan, Fa, Gong. And this entire thing is called platform. Or in Chinese, it's called Ping Tai. Okay, we need to have this term so that we know. When people say, well, I want to learn the complete Wing Chun, what are you talking about? If you want to learn the complete Wing Chun, meaning that you want to learn the platform. It's not just set. You learn set, you just learn this techniques, this 5 sets or whatever, no big deal. That is not the complete Wing Chun. Learning all the sets of Wing Chun, even including the 1850 Wing Chun sets, 修炼套. You learn all the things. You can play it at sleeping. Still, if you don't know the Quan, Fa, Gong, you don't know the platform, you don't know what is Wing Chun. You just mimic motion. Okay? So that's how serious is it? And today most people is thinking about these techniques. It's just techniques. That's what I said right just now. Well, I've been training round kick, Kyokushin low sweep round kick or low round kick for thousands of times, repetitions, to heavy back and to pull and so forth, wooden pole and so forth, because you want to practice breaking. But in the real sparring, I never use one time the same thing because the opponents keeping changing, and thus the round kick momentum is there, but the implementations of that kick from different angle and so forth is changing. That's the techniques. And of course, my body has to be conditioned, be able to throw that round kick. So same with your BJJ, same with your Western boxing. Everybody have their expertise, but they all have this platform. Okay. So, is this platform a sell pitch? No, it is necessary. One need to see all this thing inside there, and so. Techniques will be like something like a technician. Okay, in my time when I was young, I studied how to learn how to repair radio, and with a different type of radio, different brand, you say that, oh, if it doesn't come out with sound, you check this voltage here and there, and then you replace this thing. That's techniques. But if you want to study with a design engineer where you can create stuff, then you need to study this platform. You need to study the electrical law and so forth, so forth. Okay, and this platform stuff is like studying in design engineering. It's not to be just a technician, just diagnosis this and then just fix it this way. No. Okay. A radio, you can fix it that way because it was manufacturing that way. In the real life, in the sparring, in the fighting, nothing is manufactured the same thing. So it's like the Zen saying, you cannot step in the same water twice. That's why you need the platform. That's why you need the body conditioning, and then your body conditioning has to involve weightlifting. Otherwise, how about your bone density and your anaerobic and aerobic training and so forth? Okay. And there are people who say, well, you know, I just training this Wing Chun, then I have this, I strike the weakness point and so forth. I don't have to train cardio. Huh? What are you talking about? Just to accelerate the momentum. How fast you get in for the first contact. How much cardio do you think it needs? How much the heartbeat will speed up. That's why I'm suggesting everybody have one of this wearable. Measure out your heart rate and see how's your cardio. Okay. To measure it and you know. So this is about the platform. Hope that this clear everything up. Okay. So again, don't shoot at me. Okay, because Bruce Lee has said it in decades ago. 1960s, 60 years ago, and today I just repeat it and then using a more detailed term to tell you what's going on. So when Bruce Lee said motions in flowing and continuity, that is about handling a momentum. He's talented person, so he know. I'm not talented, so I study and I have to classify this so that I can learn. Oh, this is this. Okay, so again, now when I talk, I just talk about the real and unreal. People say, well, I have this internal power. Well, let me ask you, this is a real fighting stuff. Okay, this is reality. Internal what? Is it internal momentum control handling? Or internal techniques, or internal body conditioning? Show me. If you say internal body conditioning, just get one of this heart rate profile and then measure it and see whether you can deliver or not your cardio, your muscle strength and so forth. Because there's conditioning. If you say momentum, then show me what type of momentum you have. Instead of just doing this demo and push hand. Those are just stand still there. Okay. Now, the fourth thing which is we discuss is about chi kick. Chi kick. Now, from the platform of 1960 and 1850, we know Chi kick is creations after the 1960 platform. Chi kick is a modern creations. Chi kick is based on the platform of the 1960 where the weight is placed, the body weight. The body weight is placed on the back leg. This is a weight here when you play with legs. Okay, and using your hand to hold on each other. Okay, as you can see in the YouTube. So Chi Cake is a 1960 platform creations after that. Okay, it based on now instead of using the hand is the main, and then the footwork is supporting it. Now you have the leg is the dominance, and then you play with it. Okay, your hand and then your feet here supporting it. That is the Chi Cake. Okay. Now, 1850. Does it have anything called Chi Cake? No, it doesn't have. However, as we know, there is the 12 point. Okay, the 12 points, the 12 shot, as I discussed in my previous video. Okay, for the 2 platform video. That is an attack from the leg, the knee, and the hip part. Okay, but still they're using the body as the dominant, the footwork and the momentum. Okay, because when you use your body, the core, there's the momentum dominant. This is a technique dominant. Technique dominant. Okay, like your techniques, your tan bong fo. Okay, everything is your tan bong fo derived. This is the momentum dominant. Okay, everything is based on momentum. That's why your body, the core, and your footwork is number 1 priority. Your hand is the 2nd priority. And this one is your hand techniques is tan bong fo is your first priority, and the rest is the 2nd priority, and you don't talk much about your core. When you talk about the core, you talk about structure. Okay. Now, so 1850, how will that works on this lower part of the attack? It's very simple. You go watch Judo, BJJ, Jiu-Jitsu. The leg sweep, leg takedown, leg throw, all those stuff is the techniques of 1850s short strike Wing Chun. That is how it is. The body get in. Okay, so you look at the Judo. In YouTube, you can check it out. The BJJ, the Jiu-Jitsu. That is the 1850 short strike type of the momentum handling on the lower part of the body. With the upper part, the core is the main, right? I mean, they always in the like the Judo, the leg sweep and so forth. You're always under the momentum, playing the momentum, and then you go in sweep. Okay. Instead of just you standing there like the Chi Cake today, you stand with your 1 foot and then you just play these techniques, bong, giok, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's how it is. So for those of you who want to know about the techniques, the leg, the lower part of the body techniques, just go watch Judo, leg sweep, or leg attack techniques. Okay, so because it's different platform, there's a different type of art, different pro and con. Okay, so sometimes the Japanese actually preserve things better than the Chinese. As in Buddhism, this part of Buddhism is missing right now, that is in Japan. Okay, the esoteric part of the Chinese Buddhism is in Japan. Okay, so you need to learn to go to Japan, learn that part. Right? So this entire thing, if we look into Bruce Lee's video on explaining Kung Fu. Well, at the time he's only 20 something. Of course that guy is talented, right? I mean, you have to admit it. Okay? Talk about this continuity, flow, that's what it is. Don't get into all the Zen stuff. Well, Bruce have his own Zen style. It is like, for example, flow, okay? Flow. Bruce Lee will call it in the Zen way and so forth. I'll call it in the momentum way. Momentum. Because I study engineering, he studied philosophy, right? They express that, but what it is pointing at the same thing. And that's why in the Wing Chun Matrix, the last chapter, I was concluded with momentum here. Okay. It is momentum play, and it is open play, it's keeping growing play. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you today. Okay, and then don't take me as right as what I'm saying that I'm studying and so forth. But if you go watch that Bruce Lee's video, okay, explaining Kung Fu, look into that and have respect on him. He's in his 20s. I'm in my 60s. He's in his 20-year-old. And obviously Yip Man Sifu teach him right. Okay, because you need teacher to teach a student, right? And obviously he's a talented person. He's a genius. He know the platform need to change, need to evolve when he come to America. So you can read in the comment of the Bruce Lee explaining Kung Fu. See what he changed on the falling steps and so forth. And you look at his Jeet Kune Do. Does it have that? Simple, right? You check his momentum, techniques to implement it, and body condition. You know right away what type of art it is. You know where it come from. Okay? That's why this platform is needed. So this is to share with you today, and again, I don't mind to share, but with one conditions. What I share with you, do not use it for fighting. Well, you can say, well, I want to have fun learning martial arts, but don't put it in your mind that I want to beat this guy and all this thing. Like my late Sifu, Venerable Shenfa told me, those type of stuff is poisonous. Those are hatred. You want to be better than somebody, you want to beat somebody, you want to be trusted, more tough than other people. That is a type of hatred. It's going to eat you alive like a poison snakes. Okay, that's what Buddhism said. You need to let go of your hatred. You need to let go of those things. Otherwise, you won't have peace in this world. Okay, that's according to the Buddhism teaching. And of course, I'm the student of my teacher, so my Sifu, so I have to listen to him and I have to obey, even though I'm not a good, perfect student who practice perfectly yet. Someday, probably, maybe next life, maybe the 1,000 life from today, but at least that direction is clear. So this is to share with you today.